Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. Today, we're going to trial, and it should be interesting. This is technically our second day in trial, though. Does it count as a second day in trial? Day 2, yes, okay. I don't know why I thought it wouldn't for a second. I guess it's because we're switching lawyers. I suppose I should reconvene in the trial of Solomon Starbucks or something.
Objection!
Your Honor? Could you please come out from under your bench? There are no more bombs, I promise, probably. We don't know that. Oh, yes, my apologies. I'm still a little jumpy for when it comes to trials involving bombs. I mean, first the courtroom explodes. Then that guy's head explodes, and then it detonates self-destructed. I guess that's one way to describe one way of describing what happened to Nate. Anyways, it seems that Mr. Justice was seriously wounded by Mr. Tenate's actions. So you, Mr. Wright, will be taking up the defense. Do you have an understanding of what has happened in the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. The defense is ready. Very well. Is the prosecution also ready? I take it you'd like me to give the opening statement this time? I think the judge has become pretty good mind reader. Well, he's certainly seen more than his fair share of colorful prosecutors. I know, right? You can say he's something of a veteran of sorts. Let's see. In the previous part of this trial, we learned that the victim, Clay Terran, escaped from Launchpad 1 carrying the defendant, Solomon Starbucks. There was explosions on the second floor of the Space Center and on the rocket itself. The two astronauts used Launchpad 1 corridor to reach the boarding lounge. And how could the victim climb down the ladder if he was carrying the defendant? That was the mystery that needed to be solved. While Mr. Justice proved the victim was killed in the boarding lounge, Prosecutor Blackwell, were you able to discover any new facts related to the point? Upon further investigation, we discovered an oxygen tank fragment in the lounge. Surprisingly, it would appear that Justice Stoner's argument was correct. So that means the testimonies of the first two people on the scene are suspect. Yeah, so the directors and Arm, but Arm is dead. Right? That'd be an interesting twist if she was the one that actually did it. And just as our team was about to cross-examine Detective Arm, the courtroom bombing incident occurred, and the trial was put on hold. That accursed fellow, he killed my witness. He killed Detective Arm. He definitely put the kibosh on anyone asking her about what she thought. Exactly. In other words, the question of who killed the victim in the boarding lounge has once again become the main focus of the trial. It's obvious Prosecutor Blackwell still thinks it was Mr. Starbucks. Fulbright said that Blackwell has a thing against the astronaut. Nevertheless, the defense argues that there was a third person in the lounge, and that's who killed the victim.
Objection!
To make such a reckless claim in a courtroom takes a bold man, or a stupid one. There was no third person in the boarding lounge. Or have you gone dotty already, old man? Oh, we can't see our own age, right? Well, I take great exception to that.
Objection!
We'll see who's the dotard after I trounce you with my years of experience, little boy. In any case, please never say that again. Mr. Starbucks claims he saw someone leaving the lounge. Furthermore, a Space Center employee also saw a suspicious figure at the scene. They saw a third party? I see my sister has been running her mouth. That's right. I almost forgot that Aura. I think I was called out saying Aurora. Was I saying Aurora? I don't remember that. But all right. Aura is the Prosecutor Blackwell's sister. No matter. She didn't see this mysterious person's face clearly. Therefore, there's no evidence to indicate that this person was not the defendant. I guess the possibilities that the figure was Mr. Starbucks is still there. In brief, we need to determine if a third person was there or not. To this end, we should hear the testimony of one of the first people on the scene. Director Cosmos, huh? I heard he has a nice canyon. Okay, nice reference, thank you. Very well, bailiff, please bring the witness to the stand. I got my segue up here. Why, I believe I've seen you before in the newspaper. Of course you have. Of course you have. I am Yuri Cosmos, director of the Cosmos Space Center, which was, of course, named after me, Yuri Cosmos. Really? Not just the cosmos itself? Don't you have anything you wish to ask me? Looks like he's all geared up to do some bragging. 7 years ago, I successfully launched the Hack 1 and... Shut up! Everyone already knows how brilliant you are. Even I'm trying to hold back my tears of seeing such a great man standing before me. So could you please proceed directly to your important testimony? I see this fine young man, lad, has a proper appreciation for greatness. Then allow me to begin my epochal testimony that will be recorded in the annals of history. The speech of Prosecutor Blackwell's just now sounded more like he was poking fun at Director Cosmos. Probably for the best that it sailed right over the director's head. Now then, Director Cosmos, the condensed version of your illustrious testimony, please. Please, condensed. What I saw at the scene. Detective Arms and I rushed towards the boarding lounge together. We went via the control room and peeked in from there to see what was going on inside. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge and Taryn lying on the floor. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbucks. I see. So in your testimony you claim you arrived at the scene after the two had escaped the launch pad to the lounge. And just after the victim had been killed... Oh, the horror, the humanity! But what I said is what I saw, and what I saw is what I said. Courageous action to take in the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? To save my men, I went personally into the epicenter of danger. Risking my own life for theirs. Well, you know, it sounds like the director really cares about his men. Or recognition, one or the other. Yeah, although it sounds more like he was scared and just had a peek from afar. Okay. I thought I missed something here for a second. I don't know why. Is the defense ready to cross-examine the witness? Unfortunately, yes. Director Cosmos' testimony is pretty vague. I'm gonna have to press him and draw out more information. Dude, I was gonna do that anyways. You don't gotta tell me. I'm the pressing master. I just wish I could skip this a little bit to make it speed up. There we go. Where were you coming from? The 6th floor. We were making sure any stragglers made their way to the 4th floor. It was then we heard about Starbucks and Terran and hurried to the 3rd floor lounge. Oh my. Galactic Scooter here, of course. On my, not oh my. Why do you keep calling it galactic? Does it have something to do with space? Of course. It's really designed to be used in galactic battleships. I see? Then I take it works in 0G2. Yeah, sadly no, with the current state of technology as it is. I'm afraid it would be just float about and be galactically useless. Well, that was a galactic bummer. I see, so you rushed to the boarding lounge on your space-age pogo stick. Did I miss something that's a galactic bummer? No, okay. And when you got to the scene, what did you see? I mean, it does kind of look like a pogo stick there. You're not wrong. Hold it! Let's see. According to this diagram, you didn't have to go through the control room to get to the boarding lounge 1. It looks like you could have gone from the southern corridor as well.
Yes, but in her haste, Detective Arms rushed ahead of me towards the control room. All I could do was merely follow behind her.
I see.
So we peeked into the boarding lounge from the control room door end.
Hold it!
What is that metal on you? So you couldn't see who the figure was clearly and what they were doing. Oh, is it like shooting stars? Or something? Or something orbiting a star? Kinda looks like a whirlpool.
Sadly, the only thing I could tell was that it was a person standing motionless.
The defense, no doubt, staring aghast at his deed. The defendant, no doubt. What other explanation is there? I'm so close. Without evidence, I can't prove the person's a third party. That person's a third party.
I don't relish this much.
Hold it!
Aura. You're right, I have been saying Aurora, you're right. Aura Blackquill also saw a suspicious figure in the lounge. But she gave the statement that it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. Did you see this figure's face clearly?
No, not clearly. The light they were holding illuminated the area around their feet at the time. But other than that, I could see little else. That's why I could see Terran, but I couldn't see who the other person was.
So, for all you know, it might not have been Mr. Starbucks, isn't that correct?
I would like to believe that. Starbucks isn't the type of man who's capable of murder.
Objection!
When the witness entered the boarding lounge, there was no third party there. Isn't that correct, Great Space Center Director?
Yes, that's right. Only Starbucks and Terran were there by that time. After we peeked in, the lounge suddenly went dark and the figure vanished.
You mean they disappeared? That's odd.
Objection!
The reason the figure appeared to vanish is because it was the defendant. When the witnesses weren't looking, he fell to the floor and feigned unconsciousness. Hold on, Director Cosmos, did you ever take your eyes off the scene?
Just for a brief instant. About as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by.
If you took your eyes off the scene, then the third party could have escaped during that time. But what escape route could this person have used? The direction opposite of the control room, the southern doors to the elevator. There's no security lock on that door, so it would have been possible to escape that way.
Objection!
Wasn't the security systems down all around anyways? All things are possible, right, Dono? The real question is, do you have any proof? Well... If we were just talking possibilities, we could each profess what we'd like. An inmate who used to be a university professor and lunar researcher used to say, there's the kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon. That sounds about right. As long as they don't punish us in the name of the said moon. Yo! In the name of the moon, I will punish you! Dude, a Sailor Moon reference? Really? I like it. I mean, I guess that could be any other reference, but hey, I loved me some Sailor Moon growing up. But I say, where's your proof that this quaint kingdom exists? He's calling your theory a work of fiction, boss. And he's right, I don't have any proof yet. Still, they did do like a reboot of Sailor Moon, right? I haven't seen that one. The old school one I used to watch all the time. Though that one actually never, I don't think, ever finished. Or at least they didn't air it on TV, right? They stopped playing it when it got to the group of like male, it was like male band members that would transform into female Sailor Scouts, right? And I guess that was a little bit too much for the American audience. But yeah, I think it stopped right after. Oh, was it Sailor Saturn? The kid one. I think it was Sail of Saturn. One second. Yeah, we're looking it up. Because I think it was like... I think it was right after that one they stopped. What do you mean Google can't be reached? Yeah, I think it was after the Sail of Saturn arc. They stopped showing it in America. At least from what I can remember. I don't know if that's 100% true. Anyways, Sailor Uranus's fucking special attack is the best one. I like the way it looks. Also, Sailor Mercury is the best. But anyway, Southern Door was possible escape route. I better make a mental note of that. Directed Cosmos, may I ask you a question?
Yes?
Why did you look away from the boarding lounge?
There's actually another tale of bravery behind the answer to that. It was when Detective Arms saw the figure and raised her gun. Being a great humanitarian and protector of mankind, I tried to stop her.
What? You're saying Detective Arm raised her gun as soon as she saw the figure?
I imagined her instincts as a detective told her they were the killer.
Huh. I don't know about that. Were you able to prevent Detective Arms from firing a gun?
I'm afraid I was too late. I was unable to stop her. She identified herself clearly and
just fucking open fired? Oh, fired 2 warning shots. I just freeze, police, bang, bang. Like, okay.
She fired 2 warning shots at a shadowy figure.
This is information about Detective Arms' actions. Sounds critically important. Please add it to your testimony. So there's one bullet hole, and neither of those shots hit the culprit.
That is correct. The detective appears to have missed on purpose.
Huh. But did you really? There's something about this that bothers me. So Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots, did she? And that's the first time that info came out. I wonder if we can find any consistencies. That there's 1 shot. So I guess we can present bullet hole, single gunshot.
Objection!
Are you sure you were really paying attention to what Detective Arms was doing?
You doubt my words? I'm a revving a... what? How do you rev a segue? Words that will someday be written down in history books?
Somehow I don't think that those exact words will ever be written down in any history books.
Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so that we can all understand?
You said Detective Arms fired 2 warning shots, and yet only 1 bullet hole was ever found at the scene.
What?
Only 1 bullet hole means the gun was only fired once, or she hit her target, and it didn't exit through his body. So, hey, can we do a scan on Starbucks? Honestly, to be fair. Oh shit, what if she was actually like the murderer? She's dead now, it's not like there could be any prison sentence, but she accidentally fired, not accidentally, but she fired 2 shots, and maybe she thought she was going to be doing a warning shot, and 1 missed, 1 hit fucking Clay Aiken right in his fucking chest. Where is it? There. And then she came back later and put the knife in it to make it look like it was a stabbing. They would have found that in the autopsy report, right? Yeah, that's true. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, they would have found that. And yet Director Cosmos is saying Detective Arm fired 2 shots. No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction in a history book.
Objection!
Have you read history books? You're clearly wrong. Unfortunately for you, the witness's words are true. We confirm that 2 shots were fired from Detective Arm's gun.
Objection!
But there was only 1 bullet hole at the scene. Where did the other bullet hole vanish to? Eat the bird, Phoenix. You're a phoenix, it's a hawk. You got this. You should know the answer to that already. I should? During the previous trial, a certain oxygen tank was presented as evidence. We've already discussed that it was ruptured in the lounge, have we not? Well, it appears that the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. A bullet was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a .38 caliber weapon, the same caliber as the detective's gun. What? I mean, that makes sense. The rifling marks also match up. There's no question that the bullet was fired from the detective's arm's gun. Oh, so we have 2 bullets now. Rifling marks? That's like a gun's fingerprint on the bullet, correct? We learned that last game. And examining the rifle marks on a bullet can tell us that the gun was fired from. One of the bullets the detective fired found its way into the holographic image display. The other bullet came to a stop near the victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the director's statement that the detective fired 2 shots. My beautiful contradiction. Gone. All gone. So you are right. So the bullet hole was from a .38 caliber, huh? I better update the record. Very good. Now we know the fate of both the shots Detective Arms fired. Mr. Wright, does this clear up all your questions? Huh. No. Because we have this tiny bullet. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots. One hit the holographic display and the other hit the oxygen tank. Does this really clear up everything about what happened at the scene? No! No, Your Honor. I hate this desk. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots from a .38 caliber gun, but that doesn't explain the existence of a certain piece of evidence found at the scene. A piece that points to the existence of a third person. Oh? Very well, but if it won't do to keep us waiting, Mr. Wright. What piece of evidence suggests the possibility of a third person at the scene? And what is this metal pellet supposed to be? And just like something of great, just a little something of great importance we found at the crime scene, Your Honor. You found it where? In a floor gutter at the crime scene. It looks like the police and prosecution both missed it. Furthermore, this is a .10 caliber bullet, making it much smaller than the one of Detective Arm's .38 caliber. Then that means... Exactly. One more person must have been there in the lounge. A third person who had a gun that could fire a .10 caliber bullet. Grr. And if that's true, it explains why Detective Arm fired warning shots. This third person fired at Detective Arm and directed Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. No, okay, so here's the thing. A warning shot can be used with someone maybe going towards a weapon or other reasons. If they point a gun in the general direction of a police officer, even, I would assume, even in Japanifornia in this game, well, even, like, definitely if they fired it, there's no warning shots. They are shooting to make sure they can't fire that weapon again. Like, anyways, it's a game, Chronos. I know. In return of the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos?
It looks like you deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us.
Why wouldn't you just tell us that, you idiot?
What? You never breathed a word of any of this to me. Well, how great men have secrets or two, don't you know?
You can kill him, Blackwell, it's fine.
Foolish old geezer.
So Director Cosmos really has been hiding the presence of a third person all along? Director Cosmos, I want you to testify to the court about what you really saw. You may be a very great man, but in my courtroom, you're just another witness. And honestly, you're not a great man. You won't receive special treatment here. Now, please, give accurate testimony. What I really saw at the scene. I'm sure this will be true. Alright, let's hear it.
Detective Arms and I rushed to the control room together. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and tearing on the floor. We were still in the control room and to the east when the figure fired upon us.
Given that there was no third person in the lounge when the witness entered, does this mean the person who fired the gun had to have been the defendant? Not necessarily. It's still possible that it was someone else. Most likely, as soon as Detective Arm and Director Cosmos discovered this person, they escaped through the southern door, the one that didn't have a security lock.
Objection!
Double-edged swords are a tricky lot. Mishandle them, and it's you who was cut down. Huh? Your reasoning could apply if Spaceboy were the killer as well. Think about it. After being discovered, he could have fired his 10 caliber gun. Detective Arm would have responded by firing 2 warning shots. Honestly, yeah, if the warning shots were directed at the central mass of the body, all he had to do was feign unconsciousness to prevent the possibility of a third person.
Objection!
But Mr. Starbucks didn't have a gun in his possession when he was found by the police, nor has a gun been found at the crime scene. Its absence can only be explained if there was a third person who took it with them.
Objection!
Recall the existence of a trash chute in the boarding lounge. The defendant could have simply thrown the gun down the chute.
Objection!
And no one reported it? I mean, okay, yeah, no one reports shit in this game for the most part, in this world, I should say, so I guess that's possible. You can't deny the possibility of a third person leaving with a weapon.
Objection!
It's up to you to prove that possibility, and I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence. What evidence? Yeah, I have completely forgotten. When the detonator switch that was found in Mr. Starbucks' pocket naturally... okay. Yeah, I did forget about that, actually. The most compelling evidence of all that tells us he's the culprit. Ah! I did forget all about that! I know, Phoenix, me too! Look, your baldness, how deliciously obvious it is that they lack the evidence to rival mine. Wow, he sliced our third-person theory to ribbons and served it to us. Just like that. Yes, well, I have a question of my own, actually. That bullet that the mysterious figure shot, what did it hit exactly? It hit me. So does that mean you're a ghost? I was wondering when you would realize it, your baldness. Director Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. He can even pass through walls. Eek! It's not the first time you've seen a spirit. I mean, usually they take over someone's body. President Blackwell, shame on you for teasing the nice old man. Huh. Your baldness, it was all in jest. Please show yourself again. Are you sure? In that case, how did you manage to survive being shot, Director Cosmos? It's a big-ass fucking medal, probably. I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet hit my glorious Medal of Honor. That's a Medal of Honor? Oh, I can see the impact. The bullet hit my glorious Medal of Honor, whereby it ricocheted, thus saving my life. What? I mean, 9 and 10 millimeter bullets are definitely not gonna have as much impact compared to a lot of other bullets. That's a pretty fucking hefty metal, though, I would imagine. To keep it from going all the way through, it is impact. I guess it was from a distance, right? Chronos, stop thinking realistic. I'm not saying, like, in reality, I'm sure it fucking could happen. It just, I'd imagine it'd be a little bit more damage. Where's the diagram here? I have to watch some Mythbusters after this. Oh man, they're not around anymore, right? I mean, the people. Okay, actually, fucking Grant Imahara is not around anymore, but everyone else is. Yeah, I gotta buy the season pack for that. That's unbelievable. I have to check this out. Oh wow, look at that. There's one extra star. Oh, it wasn't a star beforehand? I thought it just knocked out the center. The odds are literally astronomical. I guess it really was a miracle. I'm beginning to feel like the Cosmos is watching out for Director Cosmos. But why did you conceal this information, you fucking idiot? A great man such as myself has to hide things on occasion, no matter how much it hurts. It is the plight of the truly great. It may be hard for this generation to understand. I don't know, it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding? Let's cross-examine him and see what we can find. I mean, we could also probably match up the bullet to the indent, right?
Hold it!
We've already heard all about that part. Don't you have any other new information?
Well, let me see. If you have an hour or two, I can tell you all about the Hat 1 miracle.
Hold it!
That's not what I asked. We already know about that too. Tell us about something related to the incident.
I see. You want to know about the incidents? Well then, let me tell you about the many incidents that made me the man I am today. Yes, if you have time, I'll tell you all about the upbringing of a great man.
Hold it!
You've told us all about that already as well. What we need now is your testimony.
You're the one that pressed me. Did I really already tell you all about my upbringing? I don't recall doing so.
Director Cosmos, please. Perhaps you could save your boastful tales for later.
If I must. Well, we peeked in through the control room end.
Oh, there's only 3.
Hold it!
Huh. I guess that did go by pretty fast. But it was so dark you couldn't see the figure's face, isn't that right?
Yes, the room was deep and dark as outer space itself. Speaking of outer space, during the Hat 1 launch 7 years ago...
If it's about that Hat 1 miracle again, you can sod off and tell us tell to a stray mutt.
Excellent idea! No reason why the animal world shouldn't hear about my greatness.
And so they shall. But first, your testimony. What happened next?
Hold it!
So in other words, you were fired at while you were in the control room, or at the control room door.
That is correct.
There's something not quite right about that. Director Cosmos, the bullet that this person fired at you, hit you, isn't that right?
Yes, it was a miracle. A miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself.
The bullet the figure fired hit me while I was in the control room.
But as the Cosmos would have it, the bullet bounced off my glorious Medal of Honor.
It bounced pretty far then, too, if that's the case. In that case, the bullet would have wound up somewhere around the control room door. Okay, so Director Cosmos was in the control room to the east, and while he was there, he was shot at by someone with a 10 caliber gun. But the bullet hit his metal, so he was able to escape with his life. They were in the southern door. Why would you not say that, though? He's a very lucky man. No wonder people think he's great. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky myself, so if he's a great man, then I'm the king of all the cosmos. Oh, you must have a giant head. Let's see. South wall. Present.
Objection!
Director Cosmos, I believe you're telling this great court a glorious lie.
A great man like me tell a lie? Have you ever heard such a thing in all of history?
Yes, you've been doing it this entire case. My accusation is based on the position of the people who were in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective Arm were near the control room door, and the mystery figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. If, as you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, then the bullet would have traveled in that direction. See? That's how guns work. However, we found the 10 caliber bullet here.
Oh!
The trajectory where the bullet was actually found contradict each other. Director Cosmos, where were you really when you were being shot at? And why are you not telling us that? Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the human merry-go-round.
Objection!
Don't tell me you've forgotten already. Didn't the witness himself just tell you? The bullet hit his metal. Of this, there is no mistake.
Objection!
But in that case, the bullet would have been found near the east side of the room. Are you trying to say that you can explain this inconsistency?
Of course.
I didn't think so. What? Oh, great Director Cosmos.
Yes? Is there something you'd like me to expound upon?
You were in fact not in the control room to the east, were you? You were looking into the lounge from the door to the south, is that not right?
Yeah!
What are you trying to get at? Use your own brain. Your head must have some use other than housing that bird nest. Bird's nest? How does everyone pick on my hair? I'll kill him! Director Cosmos and Detective witnessed the scene from the southern door. The killer fired at them there, and that is why the bullet was found in the south. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know, I just shouted it out a second ago. Also, the witness being at the southern door is rather fable for the prosecution. Huh? I got a bad feeling about this. Oh, so they can't go through that door now. How about it, Director? If you don't tell the truth this time...
Yikes! Handcuffs!
You will become but rust upon my sword. I relish the chance to cut down a great man.
Alright, I'll tell the truth, just put your sword away. You are correct. I, the great Yuri Cosmos, was looking into the room from the south door.
What? That's the complete opposite of all the testimony you've given. And now you have lost the possibility of the third person in the room. I have? How? The director and the detective were near the southern door. But wasn't the security system down? Backup power. I thought they said the power went down. The killer could have escaped, couldn't have escaped, yeah. The western door required print recognition. The corridor beyond was filled with smoke. The only escape route left was the eastern control room door. And the only way through there was with Director Cosmos' fingerprints. In short, there would be no escape for any third person had there been the garbage chute. The garbage chute. Garbage chute. Garbage chute. I have nothing to clearly show that, apparently, but garbage chute! Ah! My third person just disappeared! Like in one of Trucy's magic tricks, right into her panties! Order! Order in the court! Director Cosmos, why did you tell such an outrageous lie? You were covering for the defendant. Isn't that right?
Yes. It was all for the love of my men. If I said I was in the eastern control room, it would have meant the culprit could have escaped through the southern door. It would have meant that there could have been a third person. All I wanted to do was protect Starbucks. All I said was I was in the control room to invent an escape route for the third person.
What a convoluted lie. Was he really covering for the defendant? It looks like we've come to a conclusion. The defense argument, the possibility of a third person, has crumbled. No! It's over. Yikes. The judge is about to hand down his verdict already. That was fast. Think, Phoenix. Think. Garbage chute, Phoenix. Garbage day! And then you just shoot him, right? Yeah, this is the perfect time to try and turn my thinking around. If the third person had no way to escaping the scene, then what if one of the people in the scene was the third person? Wait, what if the whole premise is all wrong? Director Cosmos said he and the director rushed to the scene together. What if the premise isn't true? What if one of them reached the scene before the other one did? And if that person entered the room, the lounge, and they would be then they would be the third person. The defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim and shot the director. There doesn't appear to be any room for argument. The garbage chute! I'll now render my verdict.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. There is still one possibility. Oh, this had better be good, Mr. Wright. There is one and only one person who could have escaped from the scene. and that person would have to be the first person to arrive at the scene. Then upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive came via the southern door. Okay. That's why the first person fled from the room, using an escape route that was only accessible to them. Very well, let's hear more about this theory. Who is the person? Okay, so we're trying to pin the blame on Cosmos?
Take that!
What? But that's... Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here? Of all people who were at the scene, only the witness could have escaped. The director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door, after all. But that means... Exactly, the true identity of the third person is our current witness. Director Yuri Cosmos. Grrr! What? What? Order! Order in the court, I say. Mr. Wright, will you explain yourself in more detail? No! Oh, okay. I assert that the Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Directive Arms. Detective, not Directive, Detective, entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arms arrived after that and... saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired 2 warning shots.
Yeah, I've been hit! I've been hit on the starboard side!
Captain Wright! It's a direct hit to the enemy ship! Ha! A magnificent shot!
Warning! Shots fired from the enemy ship. Prepare to intercept!
Cosmos, you have told a lie in this court once again!
I've been hit! I've been hit on the port side! An enemy has called in reinforcements!
Earth the Cosmos Control Center, requesting permission to ask that you return to reality.
But my ship will not go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence.
Objection!
But I do have evidence. In fact, you could say that your battleship bears its scar. If Director Cosmos is the third person, or a Black Quill Saw, return, fight our warning shot. Isn't that how we're what? Yeah. We just saw this. Director Cosmos must have been the one who fired the 10 caliber gun. When Detective Arm discovered him in the lounge, it only makes sense that he would have turned and shot at her. Therefore, the evidence on the director's body is of a different kind of relevance than before. Once we compare it to against another piece of evidence... Oh, so you're saying that the 38 hit him. Okay. The mark you received from the third party will be all the proof we need to prove that you were the one there in the lounge.
Brace for further impact!
Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge.
Take that!
The 38 caliber bullet found on the floor at the scene didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Director Cosmos' metal. If we have that ricochet mark on the metal analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And if the mark proves to be from a 38 caliber bullet, it will prove that you are the third person we've been looking for.
Sir! The bridge is destroyed! Losing altitude! All hands abandon ship!
If that is true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank? It was the 10 caliber bullet. In other words, it was the bullet fired by Yuri Cosmos. Isn't that right, Director?
No! We've got it all wrong! What? Engine have started again? It's a miracle! I'm not going down yet!
Witness, stop this at once and confess to the truth. If you don't want the history books to say that a great man was a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth.
As you give me orders, be the great Yuri Cosmos of the Space Center. But the cosmos revolves around me!
That's impressive you can do that in the stand.
Someone get me off of this thing!
Order! Order in the court! And will someone please stop the witness from spinning? Oh, thank goodness we were able to stop him from spinning off the face of the earth. While he was twirling, I took the liberty of running analysis on the mark in the metal. It was made by a .38 caliber bullet, matching it with the size of Detective Arm's firearm. Are you ready to confess the truth, witness?
No, you got it all wrong. This is just a misunderstanding.
Is he gonna start piling on more lies? It looks like it. But no matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them one by one. I'll make that big fat liar tell the truth. Next time? Next time? Oh my god! To be fair, I thought we were gonna have more testimony there. I didn't think we were gonna have, like, a to be continued. Wow, that was really quick. Alright, cool. That is it for this episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Bye!